Hello there, I'm Helen Sadler, your Destiny Helper, back once again with the question of the day. And the question of the day, what about the new supply? Is the new supply different? Is the new supply better? Is the narcissist in love with the new supply? Do they have the ability to pull on the heartstrings of the narcissist? The new supply enters a temporary realm of perfection. In the eyes of the narcissist, the new supply is everything. It's everything they dreamed of, everything they ever wanted. And many times you look at the new supply based on what they look like. That may be the initial attraction. But what draws the narcissist is the ability to release fuel. So what the narcissist does is love bomb that new supply. And that love bombing calls love bonding. It bonds them to the narcissist. And the narcissists get into their good features, and you may notice he's very inquisitive. She's very inquisitive. In the beginning, they ask so many questions. It's all about you, all about your family, what you like doing, and you are thinking that this person is really interested in me. They're really interested in what I like. They're really interested in what I like to do. So it really impresses you that the narcissist spend all of that time with you when you are being love bombed. BOMB. Explosion farm that is going to later lead to implosion. And so what the narcissist does, he brings you into the realm of perfection, everything the narcissist ever wants. When he initially sees a new supply, he sees that in the new supply. He sees the perfection in the new supply. The new supply cannot go wrong. Everything the narcissist wanted that they never got, they see in the new supply. The new supply is their ideal specimen. So what they do is they don't have the ability to love, but this new supply make them feel love. And they love that new supply because the new supply is projecting all of this goodness, all of this attention, all of this love. Because one thing we have the propensity to do is we have the propensity to love. So we start loving that narcissist, and the more they love bomb us, the more they idealize us, the more we love them, the more we pledge our love. And we start telling them, we start being descriptive. And the more descriptive we be, the more fuel they're getting. And they are so fueled, and it's coming copiously. It's coming freely. They don't have to really work for it other than to keep the attention on you, because the narcissist, in the beginning, there's no flaws. You are perfect. And when they look at you, you're perfect. And soon, it doesn't matter what you look like. It matters what kind of fuel you give. And the narcissist loves you. He don't have the ability to love, but what happened is the reflection of your love goes to the narcissist. He holds up the mirror. If the sun hit the mirror, it reflects back to you. What is the sun? What the narcissist is love bombing you, he reflected back to you. And you're thinking it's the greatest love that you ever had. It's personalized love. It's just what you've always wanted. You didn't know you could be loved like this because you are the new supply. The new supply initially is perfect, temporary perfection that leads to a shattered heart. Because as you be with the narcissist, pretty soon your flaws will come out. Pretty soon your humanity will come out. Then you will cease to be perfect. And when you are perfect, the narcissist won't let anybody touch you. She or he will protect you. They tell everybody how wonderful you are. They are so full when they take you out. They want everybody to know that you're with them, because that temporary perfection is being highlighted, because you don't know the narcissist. You don't know who they are. You just know what you feel. You just know what they're doing. And what you feel is so elated, so tremendous. You feel so loved. You feel like they're going to care for you. You feel like you really have the heart of this person. And this person is madly in love with you. And you feel complete. You feel whole. Because you are temporarily perfect. That new supply. Everything that the narcissist wanted. Everything that she dreamed of, God. You are it. When she looks in your eyes, you see the sincerity of their love. When she touches your hand, when she holds your hand, when he holds your hand, when he holds you in his arms, when he tells you he loves you, when he sees you eye to eye, when he talk about things that interest you, love bombing, when he idealizes you, he sees all of your good traits, because there's nothing wrong with you. Other people see your imperfection. He don't see that. She don't see that, because you are the new supply. And the more they love bomb you, the more the oil, the fuel, it pours. You lubricate their mind. You lubricate their hearts. You're lubricating their intents. You're lubricating their dreams. And the narcissist feels so void, so empty. And now the narcissist feels, this is my new love. They've always wanted to feel love because they're void, because they're empty. And you make them feel love. You make them feel complete, because without you, they can't feel this. They need you. They need your supply. They have to have your supply. Supply takes time, so they put their time in. They take and put you on the time machine. And it doesn't matter. This conversation in the mind of the narcissist may take 2 hours. You have 2 hours. They don't sweat. They give you 2 hours. The narcissist calls you 15, 20 times a day. You are elated. You are the new supply. You are temporarily perfect. No flaw in your skin. No flaw in your hair. No flaw in your words. No flaw in your emotions. Because you are what he or she idolizes. And you are perfect. And they tell you this so much that when you look in the mirror, there's this glow about you. There's this shine about you. And people get around you and they think you're glowing. Are you pregnant? And you're like, no, I'm not pregnant. I'm not married. Why would I be pregnant? And they're saying, but something is different about you. Because you have a reflection of yourself through the narcissist. He opens you up and pulls the good qualities out of you and reflect it back to you, except he or she takes all the credit for your good deed. All their reflection, you give no credit for that. You, through deception, end up giving the narcissist all the credit. Everything belongs to him. And slowly your fuel is pouring, it's pouring, it's pouring, and the narcissist is well lubricated, well fed. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, temporarily perfect. You didn't know that pain is right behind him. He just left the old supply, which was the new supply, but now it's the damaged supply. But you are the new supply. He won't tell you that someone is hurting. She won't tell you someone is crying. She won't tell you the damage, the hurt, the torment. Because the new supply don't get a chance to be sad. Not the new supply. Not now. It's not your time. Because you have to be temporarily perfect. And you wonder, do he love the new supply? He reflects that love from the new supply, and he used their love to give back to them. And he rewards them for who they are. He takes credit for who they are. And he experienced what it's like, because the new supply shows them what it would be like if you were loved. The narcissist watched the new supply operate, activate. They watched the happiness of the new supply. They watched them being joyful. They watched the rejuvenation, the charge, the expectation, the laughter, the hope of the new supply. Because they're perfect and they're everything. And I'm telling you, the people on the outside start noticing you. But you notice something about the new supply. They used to be around people. Now the new supply slowly move away from the crowd. And when you see the pictures of the new supply, they alone. They always alone. They take pictures. They always have their phone. You're never going to see the new supply without their phone, usually. They're going to always have their phone because they're expecting the call, you see. And they have to answer that phone. Because when the narcissist call, he or she, you got to answer the phone. And they tell you what time, especially the upper mid-grade and the greater narcissists. They tell you the time they're going to call because they're time conscious. Everything they do is intentional. The time they call you, the words they speak to you, the upper mid-grade and the upper greater narcissists are intentional. They never mistake their words unless they get caught. And occasionally they get caught. So you be there when they tell you to be there. You answer the phone when they tell you to answer the phone. They move you away from family, and you really love what you feel. You enjoy what you feel because you're being love bombed. You are in the golden time, not the bronze, the golden time. And this golden time is like sunshine on the sea, glistening, look like a glass sea, because of the reflection of the sun. It's all reflective moments. The moon shines because it gets its reflection from the sun. So it's bright at night, and you feel like the moon. You're bright at night because you're getting your reflection. You thought it was from the narcissist. That's you. That's your beautiful self. That's your wonderful self. That's your marvelous self. I have a video, and it's called Narcissistic Mirroring. Go and look at that video and see what happened when the narcissist mirror his victim, when he takes on who they are, mimicking, exposing, imitating, mirroring. And the love bombing is the perfect mirror. Windex clean, so you can see clearly. There's no streaks in this mirror. This mirror is perfect, temporarily perfect. So when you look in this mirror and you see yourself, except when you look, it's not your face, it's her face, it's his face. And you thought all of those qualities was from them because you had no idea they were wearing a mask. It was all an illusion. And devaluation starts from the moment you meet them. Because no matter how temporarily perfect you are, your humanity going to start coming through. When your humanity, the first time you caused a narcissistic injury, you didn't try to do it. You didn't know you did it. Devaluation. Because now the new supply is no longer perfect. Once you lose the status of perfection, you lose your status. You must be removed from this status and put in another status. As time go on with the new supply, all of a sudden, all of the positive things that were said, it's no longer engaged. And the things they say they love, they're telling you they hate. And you don't know why, because you didn't do anything different. And it was their favorite yesterday, but it's not their favorite today, because your temporary perfection has a hole in it. It's being ripped. And from this point, it doesn't seem like you can do things right. It leaves you in question. You didn't know what you did wrong. So you put your energy now to make it right. And the more you try to make it right, the more injuries you're causing. Because once you are noted for being imperfected, the devaluation has begun. Now, they tell you what's wrong with you. And you are totally surprised, shocked, because you didn't know that they can talk like that. But it's hard to leave them because they have now love bombed you, which bonded you to them. And you're like the hamster in the treadmill, trying to figure out what you did wrong. You are no longer the new supply. You have become the used supply. And you're questioning because possibly they may have a new supply. All the evidence is there, but he's still hanging around. And then when you inquire, he says, no, you're making stuff up. You're accusing them. That you were just trying to control them. Now you're really confused. Because the new supply has become the old supply. When this happens, gear your mind. Put positive things in your mind. You're going to have to break a bond. And breaking the bond is not easy. But it can be done when you fix your mind, when you cater to your mind, when you manage your mind, when you manage your thoughts. Now, the narcissists who have already started to triangulate, that means there's other new supply he's after while he had you. And once he hooked that new supply, your devaluation start. So now you being blackballed and derailed no matter what you do. His interest is no longer there because you have showed your imperfection. You showed your humanity. And the new supply is perfect because they haven't caused an injury. They haven't showed their humanity. So he goes again, she goes again with temporary perfection. When you're being devaluated, build your mind with positive things. You need positive energy. You need more positive energy than his negative words. The addiction is already there. You have to break the addiction through positive words, positive affirmation, positive association. You've been isolated. Get with positive friends. They will break the attention of your mind constantly being on the narcissist. While that attention has been broken, feed your mind. If you can get out, get out. Free yourself from pain, from torture. It can grow if you don't go. And if you don't go, your pain will be torturous because you're going to always be trying to fix the unfixable. Because you're thinking like a new supply, and you're not anymore. You're the old supply, and devaluation has begun. Get up. Feed your mind. It was your emotions. Feed them. It was your thoughts. Feed your thoughts. Feed them. You're a Christian with the Word of God. Feed it. Read out aloud. Read copious amount. Play it in your ear. Get earphones because more than likely you don't want to unrest your environment. Put it in your ear and play it. And when you go to the bathroom, when you get alone, you say what you hear. You put your name in it. I am wonderful. I am great in God. I am strong. I can make it. I can do it. I am a survivor. I can stand. I am loved. I'm loved by God. I rebuke confusion. I am not confusion. Say it every day. Say it all day. Even if it doesn't look like it's there, even if you're struggling to believe it, still say it every day. Say it every day. Say it every day. Say it until one day you say it. It's not a struggling and saying it. You believe you're saying it. When it gets in you, everything that exploded, now the word will implode. Once you change your mind, you change your world. Once you change your world, your energy will shift. Once you know, H.G. Tudo says, you go and don't come back. I'm Helen Sattler. I'm your destiny helper. And I know you will rise up. The new supply goes through trauma bonding like the old supply. Remember, they always take the same way home. Even though with every supply they're different, because every person is different. They mirror what they have joined themselves to. Some people say that I believe he's looking for me in someone else. To look for you in someone else is to care. He's taking you to someone else because that's the mirror. But once he or she gets someone else, they become the mirror. And you disappear until there's a reminder. That's why you know you're not loved. Because you spent 3 months, 6 months, 8 months love bombing me. And like that, I can disappear with not a trace, not a thought. Yes, you can. Because it was never love. It was reflection. It was never a relationship. It was a connection. Big difference. You had a relationship. They have fuel. Copious amount of fuel engagement. Love for your fuel was the exchange. And once you make your first mistake, you go to the devaluation. And it goes down. Gaslighting. Lying. Word salad. Confusion. To devaluation. And finally, discard. So, is he happy with the new supply? Their temporary perfection is what they idealize. But soon, their humanity will come out. And like you were wounded, like you were hurt, either you left or got discarded. That is the role they'll take. This role leads to the same destination. Just a different operational process because the mirroring is according to individual personality. But the narcissist trademark always stay the same. Never be jealous of the new supply. They need prayer because they're in for the most painful shock of their life because every new supply become used supply. I hope I answered your questions, and I pray that you find strength to be everything you could be. Get the energy to get up again. Get tenacious. You got it within. If you can be love bombed, you can recover. God is there, and he's there very strongly. Reach for what you have, your available resources, and your available source is God. Reach for him. Get up and become who you were always meant to be, the wonderful you. I'm Helen Sadler, your destiny helper. Like and subscribe the page. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Like and share the page. And I pray that those people that you share it with, they will be blessed. If you know someone that can use this, bless them with it. Those of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you so much. I am so appreciative. And I pray that the other videos keep assisting you in growing into who you were made to be. Begin to soar and begin to fly. It's time for you to go higher now. But get someone and bring them with you. God bless you.